smooth. Anyhow, how that's neither here nor there. You have to hold this down to start it. What I dig it deeper up. Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop. I am not a robot. So let's go, kids. Are you excited?
Welcome to Smoke Shop.
Hey guys. This is a 625 EX Briggs & Stratton series. HU 625 AWD. This is an all-wheel drive, Briggs & Stratton powered Husqvarna. Basically, long story short, a friend of mine gave this to me. I have another friend who is basically the lawn care maintenance guy for a realtor, and he's got some overgrown properties and some hilly properties, and mentioned it to me just in passing because he knows I've got all kinds of lawn care crap sitting in corners. And I mentioned to him that I had this all-wheel drive mower and I would sell it to him. He expressed interest, and I told him that I knew that it needed a air filter cover and an air filter at the very least, but I would go through it and get it going and ready for him. The next thing that I discovered upon an initial inspection was, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it clearly needs a blade. So I bought a blade, and I bought the cover and air filter for it. However, when I came out here to assess what I was going to do to get started, I realized that, let's get you into drone mode. You ready, guys? We haven't done drone mode in a while. Anyway, enough with the silly sound effects. Basically, one of these is the motor safety, the disengage, the one that most mowers, I think maybe all mowers now have. If you let that go, the mower stops. So basically, though I feel like this cable is seemingly working correctly, this other one is the drive cable, and it is clearly not doing anything. So what we have here at the very least is a bad drive engagement cable, which is doing something down here. I don't know if you can hear it or not. What that gets us into, folks, is the fact that this is not going to be a quick and simple refresh. And I have already talked to the person that's going to buy the mower. He is still interested. And what I told him was, it's not going to be ready for you this afternoon or anything, but I will get into it and we'll order the parts that it needs to get this thing going again. Because being all-wheel drive and a Husqvarna, it is worth doing. This is a viable mower. This is a good mower. So it's worth putting the time and energy into. Now, if I have to replace drive gears all the way around this thing, we're gonna stop at a certain point. The person that's gonna buy it was interested in it still, wanted me to go through it and refresh it, and was willing to pay a little bit more, knowing that this thing would be completely refreshed and ready to rock. Best case scenario, I need a belt and a cable in addition to what I've already got. Worst case scenario, I need some drive gears that are possibly broken, some idler pulleys that are possibly broken, and all that. If we can keep it under $50, I think we're willing to do this. All right, gang, let's just first of all see if this thing just starts. That runs beautifully. Awesome. Thank goodness. Because if that hadn't done that, we weren't going to have a video this week. We may still not have a video this week. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. So, I have zero tension on this. So, I would presume that we have some adjustment here. Okay, that is the absolute maximum. You can tell because it just came apart. Hmm. Well, basically the conclusion that I've come to for right now is I'm going to the safety, the engine safety, whatever this thing is called, seems to be functioning correctly. And I did get it running the other day, which we have footage of. The engagement of the belt, so I've got zero resistance right now pushing. Now, if I squeeze this lever now that I've completely adjusted every bit of adjustment that I can get, I now have resistance. Like, I can't push this. I mean, I could push it hard. Now, when I release that, I have, again, so that is now working correctly, theoretically. Top lever, engaged. Here we go. Woo! Hey! We fixed it, guys! Wow! It's amazing! Okay. That's what I was told. If you hold it back, it should do burnouts. It did burnouts. High five, guys! So, that is our lack of an air filter and air filter cover, which we have. But now that we have drive engagement, we are going to go through this thing a little bit. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get these cables coming because I think I can probably get them tomorrow. All right, so let's get back in here because we got parts. Parts is parts, kids. So, first thing that I'm going to do for safety's sake is disconnect the spark plug. Stranger things have happened. It really doesn't take a lot to start one of these motors, and this is the main drive of the engine. So when you turn this blade, the motor does turn over, and like an old airplane, I'm not sure which way this turns. I believe it turns this way. If you cranked it correctly, it would start the motor, theoretically. Granted, the handle's not being squeezed. Squoze, let's say squoze, just because it sounds fun. This blade is sharp, mainly not because it's a lawnmower blade and lawnmower blades are sharp, but because it's a broken lawnmower blade with chips broken off of it, and those are sharp. All I'm trying to do is brace this blade to keep it from spinning while I hit this with an impact. And discover that it's not going to come loose. I don't like that at all, but we're going to try it. And if I hurt myself, at least we'll be able to see exactly what happened. Okay, that actually worked pretty well. That's why I did the breaker bar instead of the ratchet, because I wanted the extra leverage. I'm surprised the impact didn't pop that though. Speaking of which, it'll work now. Alright. Well, the whole pulley is going to come off, it looks like, which is actually fine because we can use that for assisting us with the belt removal. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this belt off of there. And see if we can just wiggle this whole thing off. Yep, there we go. Ouch. This is going to go into the scrap metal bin. Doesn't say anything about this in the manual. But I don't see what else could possibly be holding this thing on. Yep, that's what it was. So for the next person that does this, that's watching my video to figure out how to get that damn cover off, it's these two screws that are not mentioned in any manual or video that I saw. And they go into the top of those two things that don't show any screws in any of the diagrams. Now we can actually get to stuff though. So, hi gang. Here's a quick unboxing of the stuff that we got for the mower. Which is a air breather cover and a air filter. Cables, both cables and the belt. We might not replace that belt now that I just did all that. I mean, maybe. This is not the belt that was in the picture that I ordered, but, you know. In here is a blade. Anyway, it's a blade. I'm not going to pull that out until we're ready for it. Ugh. And now, back to the other part of the show. Drone mode. The drive engagement cable is connected right there. Anyway, my point is that all that's holding this thing in place is that little L right there. What the L? So you're going back up here, okay? Drone noises. Okay, I think I got it now. Okay. It's just gonna be just one moment. There we go. All right, we're out. This cable is the drive cable, and what it does is it pulls that up and engages the pulley. All it does is it pulls up the back drive to tighten up the belt. When the back drive is pulled up and tightens up the belt, it also tightens it on the front. And near as I can tell, and on the drive pulley. And near as I can tell, that's what makes it go. I don't think there's anything else. This is pretty old school, and I actually like this. Because the only thing, again, that seems to be engaging or disengaging the belt is a tensioner that's held by your hands. Very mechanical. I like that. Again, this belt is not bad, and is actually a factory belt, I would say. And I think is a better belt than the one that they gave me. So with that being said, I think we're not going to replace this belt. Yeah, I'm going to replace these drive cables, or these cables rather, and the blade, and might spray some lube up in there. Otherwise, I'm not replacing this belt. It's not bad. The reason that I'm saying that is that this belt that they gave me to replace this with is smaller than the belt that's on here in thickness and in width. And it's not a lot, but it's enough that I'm sure as heck not gonna put a smaller belt on here to prevent the belt from slipping. This belt is getting returned. This is stupid. Let's get our new cable out. This is really one of those jobs that I expected to take 10-15 minutes max, not 3-4 days of fighting. Anyway, assuming that you can see, assuming that I'm recording, these two little ears, those pop through a hole and then pop out to hold it in place. Retainer wings, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, all I'm doing is putting this through the hole. Oh my God, are you kidding me? The spring is bigger than the hole. This spring is a certain diameter so that it can go through the hole in the deck right there. This spring is an entirely different diameter. Approximately, a good 1/8 of an inch larger. I don't know if you can see that. I don't even know how they want you to get it through here. I know how I'm going to get it through there, with a hammer and a screwdriver. Sorry you didn't get to see that, kids. Anyway, back to what I was trying to accomplish. Now you're going to pull your cable through there and snap it back into place, assuming that this is anything close to the right size. Then you're going to insert the cable, the L thing that we pulled out earlier, into there. That cable is hooked up. This belt is still on. The original belt, I did not replace the belt. Why? Because the belt that they gave me to replace it to was smaller than this one and would have slipped. We're testing all of our wheels. They seem to be functioning fine. Just a reminder, there's a keyway in here, and you need to make sure that it's lined up correctly. Because if it's not, it won't really go on anyway, but it won't work. Alright, we are back in place. Now, we're going to get our blade out. I'm not going to finish hooking up that cable until I stand it back up. While I have it on its side, let's get everything together. So I mentioned earlier that the blade is not sharp. It's not like a razor blade or anything like that. We're having some fun now, kids. These fingers on this type of blade go up. The bevel is facing the top. You need to make sure that that star is engaged in the teeth before you tighten this down. Shit! Can you guys tell what I just did wrong? That's right, I didn't put the guard on. Is there any chance that I can put this guard on? No, absolutely not. So there are a couple tabs here that you can't see, and I have to move everything in order to get you to see it. So there's a couple tabs there that go into these slots. That's all. This mower has fought me every step of the way. I will be so glad to get rid of this thing. And I hope it gives my friend years and years of quality service, because I don't ever want to see the damn thing again. It's been in my life, in and out of my life, 2 or 3 times now. And I'm sure there's a torque reading for that, but I know about how much it took for me to get it off. And that's what I put it back on with. Okay, at this point, I think we're done under here. Underwear. I just wanted to say underwear. Theoretically, we're gonna stand this thing up, preferably without destroying the motorcycle. So now, theoretically, I didn't even throw my back out. Theoretically. So the other cable actually came with a new retainer. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I'm so over this mower. I think I've even said it several times already. I just want to be done with it. Okay. Thank you for poking me in the eye. Appreciate that. The point being that this came with a new one of these. I don't know how to get the old one out, but we'll figure it out. Also, the retainer for that is that same L. It just pops in there. Look. Yay! So basically pry it from the top and the bottom at the same time. So this cable is going to be that. It's also, I don't know what you're looking at. All of these ends are just that little L that's going to slide into a slot. And now we have a brand new cable in place, which we are going to route up here with our other brand new cable, because they're friends. And we're going to turn you that way and hope that you're kind of pointed in the right direction. Alright, now, all I did, I don't know if you even saw me, I just popped that in there and it clicked right into place. And then I'm going to pop that back into where the old one was, and hopefully it's going to pop on there. This is going to go into there, and this is going to go into here. We can go either way, I guess, but go into there. Now, we obviously still have to do some adjustment, or the belt came loose, which is also possible. Yeah, the retention clip is pulling through itself. Oh my god, dude. You gotta be kidding me. I don't know what garbage thing this is, but it's garbage. The retainer that you can't see, I'm sure. I don't know why I'm yelling at you. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. The brand new retainer that's supposed to hold everything in place doesn't hold everything in place. That kind of makes it useless. Just so you can see real quick, which you can't, of course, because plus you're not focused for some reason. Focus on that, please. Focus. Focus. Thank you, you smartphone. So, basically I put zip ties around it, and it helped for about 1/10 of a second. Then it pulled through anyway. My apologies if this video ends up very choppy, but this lawnmower has irritated the snot out of me, if you haven't figured that out yet. I just did another altitude adjustment, and I'm ready to finish dealing with this. If this air filter and whatever it is I'm trying to say don't work and don't fit, I'm probably going to throw this thing into a lake. But that'll be fun, because we'll go on a little trip to a lake. Air filter, check. Air filter cover, check. Man, that was a great experience compared to the rest of this whole situation. So we're going to get these started by hand. Now, obviously, I did not squeeze that trigger and start going ooga dooga mode. Now, the oil that's all over the floor is kind of unfortunate, and I'm gonna probably want to do something about that. But first, we want to check this oil and confirm that theoretically that was most of it. Well, of course, unfortunately, I don't have any oil on hand. I mean, I have oil, but it's like 0.8 or 5W, whatever, for the Tacoma. So I believe what I'm going to do is pull this spark plug and figure out what it is. And unfortunately, we're going to have to go to an auto parts store and come back. Let's get some gravel down onto that. Oh man, guys, this heat just takes it out of you. Let's get some gravel down on that oil, since I've got some cat litter. Alright, gang. I was able to score a spark plug relatively easily. And we're going to change out the spark plug and put some oil back in this thing. So the weather is actually beautiful right now. I don't know why I'm yelling again. It's about to rain probably, so it's relatively overcast. The garage is, well, we're still right at 90, 92. But again, this time of year, 92 degrees is beautiful. So yeah, this is exactly what I was concerned about. I don't know what the spark plug is that's in here, and it's a completely different size. So that's what I get for BMR4A. Yeah, he didn't even give me anything close to the right spark plug. So once again, as per this entire project, I have to pause the video and figure out why I do not have the correct spark plug, even though I just went up to the auto parts store and got this. So let me make sure there's nothing ridiculous on the right. So my search history right there, if you can see that, NGK BPMR7A, which is clearly what I went up there and asked for. What I have is a BMR4A, which has nothing to do with what I asked for. I thought it looked, I mean, I literally got in the truck and said, well, that's definitely not what was in the mower. So hopefully I have one of these in stock. Okay, well, again, sorry about the wind noise. I think I already said that, yeah, they screwed up the plug, gave me the wrong spark plug. I have no idea why. But anyway, I did just happen to have one in my stash. Actually, RC12YC, RC12YC. So it's actually the same plug. That's why, you know, people are like, oh, why do you have all this crap? Because of that. Because I have a plug here that I need. Let's put this plug in. One thing, I don't know if, I think I got the footage. When I pulled this spark plug out, it was not in there tight at all. It was finger tight. So I think that was giving us some of our hard start issue, where I had to pour some starting fluid in there. Alright, so we got a spark plug. Now let's get some oil. We went with a 10W30 full synthetic, just because that's actually what was recommended by the manufacturer. And we're just going to kind of put in a little bit at a time. We do not want to overfill this. I'm pretty sure it's going to need more than that, but first thing I need is a rag. Another thing that I need to check, yeah, we just nailed that. I'm glad I didn't, oh no, wait, that's the bottom. No, that's it. Yeah, that's, I don't know, you probably can't see that at all. But in between these two dots is what we want. I do want to check and see if that's with the cap tight or just sitting in there. But we are right at the top dot, just because thankfully the universe is maybe looking out for me today. I'm very happy with that. I'm not even going to look at what it's supposed to be, because it's not going to make that big of a difference if it's lid closed or lid open with that amount of oil. So let us entertain you. I may not have any gas. That would be just about par for the course. But anyway, let's get this thing out of here. I'll find some gas. Alright, gang, well, I don't have any gas. I have to mow the lawn anyway, even though it's probably going to rain. So I'm going to run up and get some gas. Be right back. Whoop-de-doo, we're putting gas in here. I'm going to go ahead and hook the spark plug up, because obviously I forgot to do that. I'm not going to put a bunch of gas in here, because Again, I'm about to sell this thing, so I don't know if he wants it full of gas or not. Well, that's a lot more than I intended to, actually, but it's probably only about a half a tank. Now then, hopefully this thing's going to start right up. Without any starting fluid. Yeah, I think it is. Nope, it's not. So, I'm going to hit it with some starting fluid. Because that's ridiculous. But we'll see if it continues to be that way. And if so, then it probably needs a carburetor. Yay! Woo-wee. I just want to see if it starts back up now that it's warm. Sounds like it's supercharged. Alright, gang. Well, I believe we have demonstrated functionality. It's a little hot right now, and I don't think you want to watch me mow my lawn. If you do want to see some content like that, check out my buddy's page, Derek's Lawn Rescue. He's really a good guy. He's out there taking care of some things that his area government, I guess, doesn't take care of, like back alleyways and stuff like that. Really just cleaning up his town and helping out. Anyhow, I'm going to go cool off and sit in front of a fan for a little while. I'm probably still going to mow the lawn, but whew, it's hot. Stay hydrated, folks. It's hot this summer. For those of you who made it this far in the video and put up with me fighting this little lawnmower here, I think I'm done, but we may have to do some carburetor work. I don't think I'm going to put that in a video. I think we're just going to leave it as it stands. Anyhow, we've got it running and ready to go. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.